It's locked, all right.
A leech! A leech! We have to stop! Watch yourselves! There's one of them! You're mine! All of you bloody...
Best run along home, sir.
Shit, that leaves... Ah! He's mine! I'll take it! Christ! He's dead! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
I have this thirst for blood.
You killed my father! Prep on guard! Ha! Ah! Ha! Touche, sir. Ah! Ha! Your hand is shit.
is despicable.
My blade shall pierce your villainous heart. Your hand is shaking. Ha. 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 Ah. Ha. Touché. Ha. On guard. Ha. 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 I smell your fear. I summon thee, my children of the night. Fight, maim, fix, kill, touché, sir. Ha, ha. On guard. Ha. I smell your fear. Your blood will be mine! Your hand is shaking. Ha! Ha, ha, ha. I smell your fear. Ha. Ha. On guard. Touché, sir. I summon thee, my children of the night. My blade shall pierce your villainous heart. I smell your fear. Ha, ha. Your hand is shaking. Behold, once renowned. We'll see this again once they all return our fate. My children, my beloved, don't...
A leech! A leech! Oh my god!
human? Kill it! He's dead! Die, vermin! Turn around, sir. Don't come closer, sir. See them fancy clothes? This is a death! Some of them! Killing's all you deserve!
Good evening, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm still investigating from inside the Ascalon Club. Can we talk?
Of course, my dear.
How is your investigation going?
I have decided to explore beyond the dictates of reason.
What do you mean?
You may on occasion find this house closed when you visit me. If so, it is because I have gone undercover. Sort of.
Who are you going to surveil? I hope you're not considering spying on McCullum or the Guard of Priwen.
No. I intend to ask a few questions in parts of town I rarely venture into. Dirty places where a delicate lady like myself should never be seen.
When will you return?
As soon as possible. And I don't intend to stay away for long.
There are many paintings adorning the walls here.
Yes?
Did you paint them?
No, my dear. But some of them. I have had a long time to learn from the best. I'm currently working on what could be my greatest masterpiece.
What is this masterpiece?
Your portrait, my dear Jonathan. It will be my gift to you, if I ever have time to finish it.
Have you met any famous painters?
Are you trying to divine my age by cross-checking historical dates, my dear? That's a devious parlor trick.
Well, Elizabeth, I tried my best. Don't I deserve some reward at least?
Well, If you must know, I even posed for the greats. Now that you know it, you may recognize me when visiting museums.
I have investigated new sources of infection, and I may have found a new type of skull. One suffering from heavy mutations that is extremely contagious.
Scowls come in various forms, you know. They are simply degenerate versions of their makers.
I believe these families are different, and I'm currently pursuing a lead. I know I can find the true source of contagion by finding who created these creatures.
That would be great news. Be very careful, my dear, when dealing with such creatures.
Goodbye, my dearest.
Goodbye, my beloved.
It's locked. We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed, still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Follow my example, then. Find a complete stranger and help him or her the best you can. Then invite him or her to do the same.
You know what? That's not a bad plan, actually. And I should start with my family, for they are almost strangers to me now.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Pegasus. It was the constellation my mother liked the most.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars align to a specific configuration.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
I almost forgot what it feels like to live an ordinary life.
Unite! Women's right to vote!
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
Do you need medical attention, Avery?
I won't refuse, sir. I don't feel that good these days.
Here is your prescription. You'll feel better soon enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already. Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find you. You shouldn't stay away for so long.
Father seems to have left me some documents. Some sort of treasure hunt game. Do you know anything about them?
No, Johnny. But your father always loved to write these little games for you when you were a boy. Don't you remember?
I remember now. He used to post me these riddles, as though they were sent by a mysterious games master. I'd spend weeks trying to decipher them.
Your father was always so proud each time you found the answer. He was not just the serious, dour banker everybody thought he was.
I was proud too. How could I forget that?
The important thing is that you remember it now. I'll tell your father the next time I see him. He'll be so happy.
Could Father have conceived some sort of final game for me before he left?
I really can't say, Johnny. Perhaps you should talk with Avery about that. He was your father's confidant, more than I.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan. But you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible. Miss Reed worries me, Mr. Jonathan. She sometimes sneaks out alone and can't find her.
Support the equality between men and women.
I'll kill you!
I cannot enter.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's one of them! Mine! Too high for this! Get them weapons ready! We found one!
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked.
Woe unto thee, son of Babylon! Touche, sir. Ha! Ha! Your hand is shaking. Ha! Ha! On guard! I smell your fear. Ha! Your hand is shaking. I summon thee, my children of the night. Fight me! You... Behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of she whose beauty was once renowned. Will she be the queen again once they all share her fate? Come to me, my servants! Avenge me! Your blood will be mine! My children, my beloved!
Best run along home. At least. Steady, boys! Oh my god! Christ! He's dead! Die, Vermin! Step away, sir.
I have this thirst for blood.
Please, sir, can't let you through. It's one of them! Shit, that leech is fast! See them fancy clothes? This one's tough! Fuck, it's fast!
It's locked, all right. Hello, Venus.
Hello, Jonathan. Please, come in. At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
It's locked, all right. No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who? Blood. I should follow the trail.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I'm not here to sustain myself. I'm currently investigating the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
Her body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
I believe you, sir. Emily's diary confirms your statement.
Oh, Emily was her name. Quite charming. Well, mystery solved then.
Yes, I suppose so. You can go.
And so can you. Farewell, sir. May you enjoy the spectacle of this fallen city as much as I do.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I have found out what happened to your friend, Emily.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody details.
Your friend was planning to become a vampire. She thought she'd met an honest one and made a deal with him. Unfortunately, Emily did not survive the process.
My mother told me many times about the risks of being turned. I often suspected she exaggerated the danger to avoid me being tempted.
No, the risk is real. Have you any idea what a body has to endure to become an organism entirely consumed by its need to process and recombine blood?
I should never have talked to Emily about vampires. I never thought she'd actually try it without me. Thank you, sir. Here, take this for your discretion.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
I must admit the Guard of Priwen impressed me. They must have spent years preparing their plan.
I think we're safe for now. I pursued and killed the last hunt patrolling last night in the West End, and I spotted at least...
Greetings, Lance-Bearer. Good news, I hope.
I may have found the source of the epidemic in the West End. The trail could be unreliable, but I'm investigating further.
Do speak, Dr. Reed.
Of course, my lord. I'm here to serve you.
Then speak now, Doctor.
I've identified 2 infected families, both linked to a public figure in London. If I'm correct, Doris Fletcher could have infected many more.
Intriguing method. Are you trying to rewind time to find the primary source?
Yes. For a century now, modern medicine has developed methods to locate the original carrier, or the starting point of contagion.
It is somewhat similar to the vampire family trees, is it not? Masters and progeny?
Indeed, but on a larger scale, depending on the infection rate of the epidemic. We call this an epidemiological study.
Well, carry on then. Perform this epidemiology of yours, and cleanse the city of this spoiled source.
I have a few questions for you first.
I'm listening.
I've discovered a form of skull I have never seen before. Heavy mutations and highly aggressive behavior. Have you ever seen this before?
Skulls are always the degenerated progeny of their maker. If you have discovered a new breed, it would mean a rare kind of vampire is in town.
I cannot say. It looked like a skull, but at a more advanced stage of mutation. As if the disease itself had evolved within its body.
I have no idea what you speak of, but this isn't good news. Please proceed with the utmost diligence, Dr. Reed. We must eradicate this threat as quickly as possible.
Do you know anything about an actress called Doris Fletcher?
The name is vaguely familiar. I imagine she must be relatively famous.
She's Britain's most famous actress. I'm surprised you have not seen her on stage.
I rarely go to town, Dr. Reed. And when I do, it is not to attend frivolous mortal spectacles.
I think she may be the source of contagion in this part of town. At least 2 trails lead to her theater.
Well, investigate the place then, and take all necessary measures.
I'm extremely concerned about the Great Hunt. Vampire hunters are everywhere.
I share your concern, Lance-Bearer. But we shall prevail, no matter the cost.
I have a feeling there is a covert war taking place here. How long before London finds out about us?
Only a few mortals can cope with the idea that they are not the pinnacle of the food chain. We are the embodiment of their worst fears. They prefer ignorance.
I shall report to you as soon as possible. Goodbye for now, Lord Redgrave.
Rumors say 2 cases of infection have been reported in Buckingham Palace. Good thing the king is not there.